Top into the game. In the center right position we have soO, and in the bottom left position we have Mind. soO against Mind. soO, the SC2 player, after his retirement, he announced his retirement in StarCraft 2. The first thing I did him do, literally, in the friends list, the first thing he did, he wasn't online in StarCraft 2 anymore, he was online in StarCraft Broodwar. And from that day, every day he has been grinding. Every single day he has been on the grind, become a Broodwar professional again. He was playing for SK Telecom back in the day in Broodwar. He was a up-and-comer, but he wasn't really... I think he was on the roster for Pro League, maybe like the last 2 seasons or something before SC2 happened, or somewhere around there, and he was an up-and-comer during the time. But he never really made a splash, didn't make an impact. In StarCraft 2, of course, we know soO, we love soO, he is a very good player, he did a lot of things, he achieved much, he has won World Championship title even under his belt. And he has a lot of second places to him as well. A little bit of a curse, but he is one of the best players to have ever touched the game, undoubtedly, in StarCraft 2. So yeah. Great player, and definitely has taken it to the biggest stages, honestly. Like, it doesn't really get much bigger than the World Championship trophy, right? So if he ever makes it to an ASL, I don't expect him to be that nervous, honestly. He did make it into so many GSL finals as well, even though he never won one. He has like so many stage experience. In Korea, outside of Korea, it's insane. Like a decade basically of high-end competition on stage, in front of audience, international and national for him. So yeah. I do see him harass that SCV. Poor SCV, man, is gonna get spit on by the drone quite a bit, but the Marine is gonna come and help out, push that one away. Mind going with this wall here, so he's gonna wall and then he's gonna throw down the command center, and we should see the academy and second barracks come out eventually after this. Now soO went with a pool into hatchery, I think, or maybe it was a hatch. No, it was a hatch into pool, and he's gonna go into his lair immediately afterwards. It's gonna delay the zerging speed a little bit. Mind is gonna push across with a few marines. Might want to try to snipe a drone, snipe an overlord. The links, the first couple of links are there, but you kind of have the potential to do something with these marines. He's actually gonna pull them back though, so doesn't want to risk it. Of course, you're exposing yourself because you will. Those are throwaway pieces at that point. They won't get back home, and yeah, he doesn't want to do that, so he would expose himself at home. Zerg production definitely can swing a little bit more strong in one direction. There's the academy coming down, there's the second barracks, and there's the academy 2 rags. Coming in with that SCV again. It's gonna probably find the spire, I would want to say here. Oh, it's a pretty obvious 2-base spire play from soO. I would be surprised if we see a lurker then, but there's the spire already. And it will be spotted, so good information here from Mind. Yeah, 2-base spire is going to be a little bit more aggressive. Those 2 links are not going to be enough to fend off these marines. But yeah, unlike the last game against Queen, where Mind was kind of dealing with a 3-base spire, this time the 2-base spire is gonna be a different story. He has to play way more defensive against this. There is no 3rd base that he can try and pressure. I mean, he's gonna throw this down now, so actually he could, but he needs earlier turrets. He's gonna delay his upgrades a little bit. And it's gonna delay his additional barracks, the number 3 and 4, so he's already saying, alright, 2 medics, one firebet. Let's go. Let's go and force the mutas to be defensive. Spire's not done yet. The Lynx are trying to buy some time here. So far, mine is not really falling for this. He's just pushing across the map. He can't really do much with this. I mean, there's like he should be meted by Sunkens and stuff, right? So there's gonna be 2 Sunkens. There's gonna be the Lynx. There's gonna be the mutas hatching. So this army is just not big enough to actually break something at this point. But he just forces this by moving out, right? If he actually gets to the base and the Sunkens are not there, well then he can break it. Or at least attempt to. And you kind of need to pull drones and get a really good drone drill going. And have enough reinforcements coming in. But you'll lose a lot of economy doing that. And yeah, it's not really worth it. Rather sacrifice the 2 drones, get the static D up and running. And just keep them out from ever going inside even. And that's a cool position there for the turret. I really love stuff like this. When I see this, I'm like, my Terran heart is just happy, you know. It's just, I'm just happy. Now soO is starting to accumulate more and more meters here. You should probably go into that +1. Is actually doing this, and the 3rd base is up and running. The hatchery did finish up. He needs to saturate this yet. But he will do very soon, and he needs to get that gas up and running. There we go. As soon as it finishes, immediately throwing down the drones to go in that one. And now it's full on meter production and a slow transition into those lurkers. And then hive eventually. But first we need to see some micro. So far not much engaging has happened here in this game. We only saw a few Lynx getting killed off. And the mutas are still just kind of accumulating themselves here against this marine ball. And the marine ball is actually not moving. It's just like, man, we see you, you see us, we see you too. Don't move, brother, or we're gonna shoot you. And the mutas is basically the same, like, do you have one who's kind of wants to look a little bit closer? Come closer, take a look. We'll have some nice to say to you. The nice thing being a glaive worm. So he says, alright man, I can't really pressure your ball of marines, so let's kill a couple of turrets inside of your main. Doesn't lose a meter, so he'll rotate out probably the weakest one. Oh, that's a very aggressive position for that weak one to stand around. And he makes more and more meters. So soO is gonna play this very extensive meter style and is slowly transitioning into the lurker play now. Oh, so he's gonna go with a double group, I guess? No. No. Is he? Is he though? Now he has to. Now he has to commit. He moves in. He commits. He loses a bunch of mutas as well. But he also kills this whole army. He kills the turret setup. Can he get that medic? Yeah, that's definitely worth it. Oh, he might lose more mutas. So he lost 5 mutas, I want to say, in this fight. Which he had as an excess group there. So was it worth it? I'm not sure. He does kind of reset the Terran army a little bit. So he in the end prevents him from really pushing out across the map. But he also sacrifices a lot of money for that. He does go into the lurkers, he does go into hive, so he still needs to buy more time here. He's gonna throw down more glaive terror here in the natural base. He's gonna shoot down the supply depot most likely. The setup I loved so much is already destroyed here. Even though I think it was a great... I still think it was a great setup. And turrets have to be remade here in the main base for Mind. Mind has to play this very defensively until he gets his vessels basically. You cannot really kill the mutas reliably. Or like vessels or Vakrs. Those are the 2 ones. Those 2 marines, man. They're a little bit too aggressive for their own good. So it's basically vessels or Valkyries you need to make against so many mutas. And he will go into that vessel transition, which is definitely going to be the more solid late game choice, because you kind of need to fend off lurkers and defilers as well. There's a drone that wanted to be a mutalisk, but unfortunately that did not work out, so it has to go back. We see the Terran push out a little bit here. But soO is kind of preventing that from getting too far without harassing. He has 2 groups of mutas now. There's only 5 very low ones though going home right now. He does not go into further upgrades. I think he only sits on the +1. The Terran upgrades are on 1 very soon here. The armor is gonna finish in a moment, and then he should start to add another engineering bay and get his 2-2 roll in eventually. He's not there yet. Is he only on 3 barracks? Oh no, there's the 4th one, okay, in the natural. But this is already enough time. soO did do what he had to do. He gets up a little bit of extra defenses. He has his lurkers in place. He has the defiler mount. Oh, he doesn't have consume yet though. So he still needs to do a little bit more, but this should be fine. Mind is not really moving, it seems. So things are looking good in Muted Town. Now soO might want to think about a 4th base as soon as he gets his defilers up and running. And might want to try and see if he can't break one of those bases. The natural, the 3rd. Maybe get a drop going into the main. He does have the double vessel for now. Did not go into dropships. And he's just posturing to take a 3rd base himself, it seems. Might want to throw down a bunker before the actual command center down there. Oh, there's a vessel. It doesn't have the energy. It needs to pull back over the turrets. The army is trying to catch these mutas, but they're just a little bit too slow. So mine is like, alright man, let's move out. 4 marines and an SCV. I wonder what those are gonna do. Having a barbecue or something. Trying to grill the minerals, but that's gonna take a while for them to actually get them well done here. A lot of scans happening right now, and he scans the 3rd base, so he finds that he scanned like 2 different locations which were not where the bases were. And soO's just in SC2 fashion, kind of just going in one Congo line of bases. So we do see an irradiate here on one of these lurkers. There's a couple of stacked lurkers, but there's actually 3 stacked lurkers there, so that's a lot to chew through. The mutas are gonna go aggressive here. They will deny this base. Yeah, I said you need a bunker, bro. There's no bunker. The base, the SCV gets killed. The marines do get killed, and the base gets cancelled. No, he did get killed. Oh god, he didn't cancel it. Can't believe it. Can't believe that he doesn't cancel this. So he loses the base. It's a kill. It was not a cancel. We did not see the money come back, I'm pretty sure. He does get a really nice irradiate though, again on those mutas. He just killed 3 of the mutas. 1 marine tries to do his part as well. Didn't work out, but this is a massive army here from Mind roaming the map right now. But soO's defensive positions are looking stronger and stronger. He gets the defiler now in place as well. More and more lurkers are morphing right now. And his macro engine is going. You might want to do the plague grind. Oh, he catches one of the vessels. That's a really big one. With 2 Scourge, kind of for free there. He has 4 lurkers stacked under this overlord as well. So it's kind of difficult to click on. You can't click there from the side. It's actually really difficult to click. This is a very nicely placed overlord. Kind of needs to click next to it. He's basically using the very basic tricks, but kind of really to perfection. So love to see this. He also has a Ling on top here to make it a little more difficult to click on. So it's really cool stuff. And there's the 4th base. I don't think he can hold this one. There's only 2 lurkers up there. There's no defiler with this. And I think you can just push through here as the Terran. Needs to be careful though, there's still a double lurker stack. If you can snipe the Nidus Canal, there's no saving, nothing here on the flank. Before the defiler comes out, oh, the Nidus is still alive. Now it falls. We need to see a couple more lurkers morph here, I think. But in the end, Mind kind of doesn't make headway there across the bridge. And soO does still hold that one. Vessels trying to go back through the center of the map doesn't really work out here. They get intercepted by a bunch of rotating hydras. But this base is cancelled. The 4th base attempt of the Zerg is not going up for now. And he doesn't have the Nidus to kind of rotate his Defiler anymore. It's a very interesting concept, but you kind of basically only need one Defiler defensively as a Zerg. Oh my god! How did this... I didn't see the Defiler move with this group, and so did... neither did Mind. So now he has a Dark Swarm on this base, immediately lifting this up. Is gonna probably relocate to the mineral only, instantly abandoning this position. Whoa! Because this is so much lost mining time here. That was a panic mode there, going on that, like, kill the frickin' Defiler as fast as possible, don't lose the base. That was a really good reaction though. And he's setting up some siege tanks behind this now. He went up into one factory so far. It's going more barracks. This base is starting to look a little bit messy at this point. We still have a few marines. I guess only medics here in the top. The marines did evacuate to a different place. They left the medics behind. Oh, there's an interception here potentially on this army. Or is it? Who intercepts who? The links are kind of getting caught here. And that's a bunch of links getting caught. But we do have a few lurkers trying to deal damage. Yeah, they get a good spines there in the end. A few good spines. So it's a trait. God, sometimes these medics are just insanely powerful. Move the lurker. Oh, now it's killed off. This one's out of energy. But yeah, we see a deny here on the bottom of this of the map, on the bottom base, and potentially another deny in the north. This is a stand-in army. If it gets reinforced by a medic, it would be very powerful. It's gonna get killed off by these Zerg forces though, but we'll trade as good as they can for now. And now we do see Mind push in here again in this base and trying to keep the Zerg off 4 bases really. He does have a bunch of fire bats with this time, so he can kind of fight under Dark Swarms a little bit. Oh god, that was such a fast kill. There's so much DPS in this army. But this is now Lurkers morphing under the Dark Swarm, so that could pose a difficulty, an issue here for those fire bats. And he needs to be careful with those marines, man. There's the Lurker done. Basically what has to happen is, if you want to have... He's not burying this Lurkers, man. He's actually attacking a different base, but we already see siege tank defense starting to happen here as well. The 2 medics are tanking so much damage from those Hydras. This is looking okay here. Oh, there's actually more siege tanks on the high ground. But that's the 3rd base that got relocated to this position. Now he's gonna relocate it again to the north, it seems like. It's funny, man. This base is floating left and right. But it is staying alive, which is one of the key mechanisms you need to have happen here as a turn player. Can he catch those Scourge? He does intercept them. And soO is struggling. He cannot get a 4th base up and running. He's trying to sneak one in here. In the meanwhile, he's trying to get a good engage in the center of the map, just army to army. Trying to trade armies here as he takes the bases behind. Gets a couple of Dark Swarms running, but not enough. Congo line of Marine Medic going into the north again. 1 Lurker and a couple of Hydras are probably not going to do the trick here. 1 scan is going to break this Lurker very easily. It still does get a very good spine inside of the Marines here though. And maybe these reinforcements are enough to save the base, and it seems like the answer is yes. So soO will defend this base in the north and the base in the south. It is finished up. He still needs to saturate it though, and he is starting to run out of steam. This is not even close. Like, look at this. The geyser is 24 gas. If he loses this base again, it's gonna be tough. He's gonna have a few rough moments. He needs to get the defense going. He doesn't have the units in position. Everything is kind of roaming in a different spot, and this base will get killed off. You should cancel these buildings. I don't think you can save this. It just simply does not have the unit, the firepower. Yeah, he's canceling this gas. I like the choice. Evacuate the drones. Oh. There we go. Vessels coming in here. None of them are 1 HP, so the mutas are not gonna kill any of those. No plagues here to be had. The mutas getting leashed into the Terran army is not great here. Loses them for free, basically. Zerg army rotating now from the north to the south here, and he still has a bunch of units ready up that ramp. But he's starting to bleed off a lot of his units, and there's no real composition in this. There's like mostly Lynx right now, a few Hydras inside, a few Mutas, but the Lurkers are not there. This base though is starting up and running, so the base which was necessary, oh my god, he deletes the 5-stack Lurker there, or 3-stack or whatever it was. Man, soO is gonna have a tough time. He's trying to intercept the reinforcements here from behind and then probably set up a flank. He gets the Dark Swarm going, which is gonna help him kind of stabilize the position a little bit. If he can get a few Lurkers under. And he will. He gets another Dark Swarm closer to the tanks. That's a pretty good pushback here. And no more Firebats with his army. But the Hydras do all die. Oh man, the Lynx. The drones even tried to come and assist in this fight. You also see this army that came from the north kind of got hung up on those reinforcements. The reinforcements were pulled from Mind very nicely there, so he didn't lose too many units on the rally basically. And because he accumulated a group of units and he doesn't want to break a defensive position, he's just going to rotate to the north. But there's like random units everywhere. There's a drone, there's a Hydralisk. There's a couple Lynx here and there, there's a Scourge. It's really a weird place, this map. And by the way, mind behind this, he did make finally another command center, so he has another base up and running. He's not even run dry on his main base, he's dry on the natural. So you want to probably think about one more base. Oh, it's another deny here. Another deny. I can't count how many bases I've denied. But soO's not giving up, he just keeps on throwing down hatcheries everywhere. He's so proactive with making hatches everywhere, it's insane. And the weird thing is, it's kind of working. I think he might be one of the most active hatchery builders from Broodwar. So why would it work and why wouldn't it work? So first, why it wouldn't work would be, well, he's putting so much money into all of these hatcheries, but they don't really pay off, do they? Right? They don't really mine. It's another like minerals down the drain. It's money you can't spend on army during that time as well. So why does it kind of work? And the answer to that is it delays. It gives him time. It's another resource he's kind of accumulating for himself with that, which he's buying with the minerals. He buys time for the other locations. He buys time for the army to grow again, which is a kind of funny concept, because it's a little bit of StarCraft 2-esque how he's going about this, with that aggressive expansion pattern, just throwing down bases left and right. That's how StarCraft 2 Zergs play a macro game, right? That's not how you play in Broodwar in a macro game. You don't expect one base to get killed, that's why you double expand from the get-go. No, no, no. That's just not how it works. But he's just making it work. And why is that? Because the bases he's taken are basically on the opposite part of the map. So mine has to commit to 1, but it's going to be very difficult to commit to 2. And if he can't break even 1, well, soO immediately is going to have 2 more bases, and that's going to be a big issue. But if he can't break both, well, then it's not great for soO, but he can still operate until his 3-base setup does run out. The main base does run dry, which has happened yet, so has happened now, so he kind of needs to be careful how he goes about this in the future. If he loses one of these bases, he's gonna be in a difficult spot, because the natural is also gonna be dry. He kind of needs to run on 3 bases, active mining. And he just has them established, but it's not like he has a lot of freedom with that. Now, mine coming in is going to deny the gas for now. That's going to be a big one. And soO is just bringing in a bunch of Lynx here for a counterattack. Will kill some SCVs, but not too many. We do see the big fight here in the north happen. A couple Dark Swarms are going to push this back for now. The hatchery is still standing strong. The units from the Zerg do get under the Dark Swarm are going to be invincible. Start to kill off these tanks here, but more and more tanks join in this army. +2 already on those mech units, on the weapons. The Defiler got irradiated, and Mind is just gonna stay here for a moment. Now soO will get pressured in the bottom again, but those Marines are not gonna get up that ramp against the Lurkers. There's Dark Swarm already here, so this Bioforce is gonna have some difficulties. He still finds an angle though to aggressively push into the space, and he basically all he needs to do is snipe the base, right? He just needs to reset the hatchery, and that's all he needs to do. Boom, done. Now what are you doing here, right, soO? He doesn't have reinforcements any there from the lava production, because there's no more lava. It's only these remaining 3 eggs. He still keeps the drones, but he misses the income right now. He doesn't have the gas going. And he also pushes into the center north position at the same time, but a bunch of links are gonna come in here and defend this push in. The tanks did not move with this group of units. We still have a bunch of medics survive, and there's a few marines coming from behind, so the medics, if they turn around and help these marines, it would be amazing, but they just flee. The frickin' cowards. Tanks have to fight these marines, these links, and they will succeed there. But as I said, unfortunately, these marines went in without the medics, so yeah. The medics, man, these cowards. At least he keeps the medics alive. But this is some really good positioning that Mind is just playing this beautifully. Oh, those Lurker Spines though. That's a bunch of marines here. Sometimes those is all you need to swing a battle here. But it feels like time is running out. soO supplies going lower and lower. GG is called. Mind, even with another base being set up behind this here, does manage to get the win. What a good game by him. Great game, and soO looked good for a long time. But Mind was just better.